Well, whew, it's been quite a week. I have had to use the power of words every single day. From Monday morning, right when I woke up, through just before recording this video. I don't even know what to say exactly, other than I think it's appropriate that we take one more week to talk about the power of words. My name is Nick Campbell. Welcome to the Tao of Nick. So, we have talked about the different levels of words that I've used in my life, starting with the internal monologue inside of my head, the words that I speak, and then the written word. Because this last week was so hard, I wanted to talk about my process and how I actually use the verbalization, how I use the words to change. It can be maybe a behavior, state of mind, anything like that. There are a few tools that I have learned over the years. And one of them is the interrupt. When I'm in a bad mood, I found that internal monologue is racing pretty rapidly. Or it doesn't even need to be rapidly. The internal monologue is going, and I have very little understanding or control of the words that are going through my head. So oftentimes, a quick little, Nick, what are you thinking about? Let's get it out. Let's talk about this. Let's face this. What's going on is all I really need. And if I say the words out loud, they just become that much more powerful. If I just think them, then I can interrupt myself for sure and potentially change that mood or behavior or whatever's going on. But those words, even though I'm strong and powerful in the moment, can slip back to whatever problem is occurring again and again and again. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to maximize the amount of time I have feeling good. So, my first thing that I do very often is to speak out loud and interrupt my train of thought. The next thing that I do is have a conversation with myself. Most of the time out loud. I think it's that important to verbalize the content that I want to be thinking about. So this week, every time that I thought that I was failing at something or disappointing someone or not living up to my potential, the story that I'm telling myself, and I've been telling myself for far too long, I had to take a moment to remind myself of who I am. Nick, it's okay to be alone. Nick, I'm really proud of the work that you've put in, despite the fact that it can be hard. Nick, you're allowed to make errors. Things happen. Life happens. This is okay. I'm really proud of the work that you're putting in. I'm really proud that you keep picking yourself up and trying. Because if you try enough times, eventually you'll succeed. The only real failures in my life have come from when I gave up. Because every time I kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, if I succeeded and then I stopped, that was truly a success. And then all that trial turned into just that, just a trial, just experimentation. When I gave up, when I failed, all that trial felt like horribly wasted time. And I just hated myself for it. But do you hear the difference in how that sounds? Man, you spent a whole day trying to do this. Or let's get really specific. Nick, you spent 5 or 6 or 10, 20 tries recording a video, and you didn't do it. That was a total waste of time. But if I had, let's say, gone one more, and at the end found a successful video that I recorded, that verbiage that I used couldn't work. It wouldn't be appropriate. That works on all levels of my life, whether it's work-related, relationships, family, just remembering that I can have fun, that I'm a good guy, all those things. The third thing that I do is I use affirmations. And if you're not familiar with affirmations, these are sort of preset or planned words that are used almost in a like ritually. So for me, I have to every morning and every night, at least bare minimum, look in the mirror and tell myself that I love myself. If I'm doing it right, I'm doing this every single day. There's no more 30-day challenges. There's no more until I feel better. My life is so complex. There are so many twists and turns that I need some constants in my life. And one of them has to be that I speak kindly to myself. Gosh, affirmations, it's a really wide sort of topic with an infinite number of like potential, I don't know, things to say, right? They can be specific to a moment or a day for me. Nick, I love you. I'm so proud of you for getting up and getting ready for work and getting to work on time. That's amazing. Keep in mind, I would say this before I got to work. If I'm dealing with a hardship, maybe I'm looking in the mirror and, I can even feel it a little bit. Shoulders maybe slumped, hands. I do this often in my bathroom because I have a nice big mirror. I have the countertop I can lean against if I need some additional support. And even if I kind of look side to side, I'm still forced to see myself. So, Nick, it's been a rough day. You've been down on yourself most of the day, and that's okay. Because I'm here to tell you that I love you and I appreciate you. And I think even if you feel like you've let people down or you feel like you haven't been a good friend or a good son, I'm here to tell you right now that that's okay. I forgive you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I have to live with you. And I think that that's great. I tell myself time and time again how much I love myself. In the beginning, it felt like a lie. In fact, I think it probably was a lie. I don't think that I loved myself when I started. I didn't have it. I don't know what was missing, and it's okay. It doesn't matter anymore. But as time went on, it stopped feeling like a lie. It felt a little robotic. I'm just saying this to say this. Until one day, I looked in the mirror and I said, Nick, I love you. And then I discovered that I did love myself. It was truly an incredible feeling. Now, there are a number of other tricks, moments, ways to use the power of words. I think we'll save that for another time. This really is how I speak to myself and what that changes. And if you want to speak to yourself better and tell yourself you love yourself and face the little challenges every day, but find a little consistency in how you speak to yourself, I'm here to tell you that I bet you can.